Today we're making Chapaguri the Parasite way with steak on top. In the movie, they use premium Korean beef. We're using imported beef today because we live in the real world. And since this dish is rich and a little heavy, we're also making a refreshing cucumber salad on the side. Something light and tangy to balance everything out. So instant noodles with steak and a simple cucumber salad on the side. Not bad for something that usually comes in a packet. Let's see how this classic movie dish actually tastes today. I called this salad earlier because it's easier to explain in English, but in Korea, we actually have something called muchim. It simply means vegetables that are mixed with seasoning. Usually fresh, a little spicy, sometimes tangy, and always meant to balance heavier dishes. It's not a side dish that steals the spotlight, but without it, the meal feels incomplete. I saw a TikToker make cucumber muchim by putting all the ingredients in a container and just shaking it really hard. It looks so easy, very efficient, very modern. So of course I tried it, but it didn't really work for me. The seasoning didn't mix evenly, and somehow it didn't feel right. So I went back to the traditional way, using my hands. Honestly, it's more satisfying that way. You can feel the texture, and you know exactly how much pressure to use. Maybe it tastes the same, but somehow when you mix it by hand, it feels more like a real Korean muchim. This isn't the usual Chapaguri. In the movie, they added beef on top, so of course we did the same. I've heard that cutting meat with scissors looks unusual in some countries. Is that true? In Korea, it's actually very common. If you've ever been to a Korean BBQ restaurant, you've probably seen someone cutting the meat with kitchen scissors right at the table. It's completely normal for us. How about in your country? Cooking noodles and grilling beef like this suddenly reminds me of the first soup I ever made. It had beef in it. I don't even remember what kind of soup it was, but I remember tasting it and thinking, this kind of tastes like ramen broth. That was the moment I realized how impressive instant ramen seasoning actually is. Somewhere out there, a team of food scientists with masters and PhDs worked very hard to make that little powder taste like beef. And honestly, respect. One small tip, you only need about half of the noguri seasoning packet. Normally, chapaguri goes really well with a fried egg on top, but adding steak like this, it kind of feels like royal ramen. And speaking of ramen, when I was a kid, there was a famous commercial that said, "Today I'm the Chapageti chef." For some reason, I suddenly missed that. I've really been wanting to say this. We've just passed 100 subscribers. It may sound small to some people, but to us, it means a lot. We're truly thankful for every single one of you, from different countries, different backgrounds, all watching the same little channel. We're curious about you. We want to connect, talk, and learn from each other. And one day, we'll become a 100 subscriber channel. Why not? If you're here early, you're part of the beginning. So subscribe and maybe leave a little fighting in the comments. It means you've got this in Korean. Let's grow together. Thank you again for being here today. See you next time.